USA is undoubtedly a land of opportunities for those who has been dreaming about achieving something big in their life. If you have ever considered of starting or having your own business in the USA market and bringing your family, including your spouse and the children, in the US to give them a better quality of life and at the same time a higher unparalleled standard of education and healthcare facilities, then this is the opportunity for you. In this video today, I'm going to explain you how you can practically start or own a small scale budget investment business of your own, and you can bring your family along with you in the USA, and you can still qualify for a US Business Investor Visa program, which is commonly known as E2 visa program. Hi, my name is Raheel Sheikh and I'm a business consultant and investment migration expert based in the USA. In my firm, Startup Business Bureau, we provide consulting and management services to the foreign investors and entrepreneurs who want to start or establish their businesses in the USA, and at the same time they want to qualify for an US Business Investor Visa program. In this video today, I will be explaining how you can start a business and you can qualify for E2 visa. So in order to start with it, the first thing we need to understand is what is an E2 investor visa program. E2 visa is a business investor visa for those who belongs to the country who have a treaty relationships with the USA. There are certain list of countries who have already established the treaty relations with the USA. Only the citizens or the passport holders of that countries are qualified for this program. So if you belong to a treaty country, then you should consider this particular business opportunity to fulfill your American dream and to bring your family along with you in the USA. How does the whole program works is basically you need to start your own business, or you need to purchase or invest in an existing business in the USA in order to qualify for the visa. Now, what kind of businesses you can start? It is pretty much anything and everything which is legally permissible, which is legally allowed in the US market. You can start any of that kind of a business. If you are already a businessman, you already have an experience, you can consider that experience or that industry, a particular niche which you are currently focused on. You can do the same kind of a business here. You can open up a branch of your existing companies. You can do the same kind of business here. You can, if you are doing an import export or any kind of a services related business, you can do all that businesses in the US. How you identify the businesses, basically this all depends on your investment budget. Now, officially, from the immigration point of view or from the USCIS or the US authorities, there is no standard amount of investment mentioned in order to qualify for the visa program. Now, that means the only requirement is the business investment has to be substantial. Now, the substantiality clause of the business varies from business to business, which means every business has different amount of investments required. For a IT consulting company, for example, there is a different amount of investment required, while if you want to open up a factory or a production unit or a trading company or a trading business, then the investment amounts will vary. Ideally, for a startup businesses, we prefer anything, if it is a service-based startup, small scale, then anything around $50,000 to $70,000 should be reasonable amount of budget. And if you want to go for a retail businesses or trading businesses, then at least $100,000 plus $125,000 or $150,000 should be a reasonable budget in order to choose or select that business. So you can pretty much choose any kind of a business as per your budget and your preferences and career background. Now, there are other certain requirements as well which needs to be qualified, like the business has to be profit making. You should be having the capabilities to manage and direct the businesses. So these all are the business related qualities which you must have in order to qualify for the business. Now, if practically you want to start with the low budget investments, which is like around between $50 to $70,000, then you need to choose for any small scale budget. What we normally recommend is, instead of buying an existing business, because buying an existing business comes with a little more complications and it comes with a little more a higher amount of investments. Because in order to qualify for an immigration, the existing business must be profitable. You cannot buy a losing business, or you cannot buy a business which is already suffering or bearing loss. So you must evaluate the business in order to qualify for the visa program. So it has to be profitable, and there is no profitable business is available on a very small amount of investment or a small price. So because it comes with loyalties and goodwills and all that stuff. So for the small scale budgets, we always recommend to start your own business. Now, in order to start your business, you can, if your budget is somewhere around $50,000 to $70,000 or $80,000, then you can have any kind of a service industry businesses, like for example, an IT services. Just to give you some examples, because you can have a other than these services as well, but just to give you an idea, you can start an IT company, you can start an outsourcing agency, you can start your social media marketing, you can start your home cleaning services business, you can start your catering services, you can have your home care services business, you can have mobile car wash, mobile mechanics, auto cleaning services, disinfection services, maid services, commercial and residential cleaning services. Any kind of these service related businesses should be reasonable in order to start the small budget business. So in order to start the process, the first thing first is you need to make your budget and your business selection correctly. You need to identify what business is going to suit to you, so that you can start with that program. Then after that, the next step should come is you need to finalize. The first thing is you need to finalize it with your business consultant. Now there are many of the times the people think that only it's an immigration attorney who has to process the application, but that's not exactly the true case, especially when it is a startup business, because you definitely need to have a business consultant who knows the market, who can advise you in how to set up the business, how to execute the whole of the business setup processes, and who can advise you and guide you in the right selection of your right business, right market, and the right audience. So that in that way the business consultant role comes into the picture. So the first thing is you will be starting with your selection of business consultant and immigration attorney, if you want to hire an immigration attorney as well. So because these are the two people which you will be working very closely and hand in hand, so that your whole business is set up and is been established considering all the immigration requirements. So now, in order to set up the business, how would this all work? Is the first thing what you would be doing is to set up to establish a company. It can be an LLC company, it can be an incorporation, or it can be any other legal kind of a service, legal kind of establishments. But you need to establish your own independent company. Once you establish your company, it can be single member, 100% shareholder as well. Now, once you register the company, then you have to do the tax registrations, you have to do the IRS registration, then the employer identification number, which is known as EIN number. That certificate will be issued to you from the tax registration authorities, and based on that, you will go and open a business bank account. Now, all these services, if you have already hired and selected a business consultant, then he can do all these services on your behalf. You don't need to be physically present in the US if you don't have any existing visa, for example. So you don't need to physically come here or travel here to do this kind of work, because all the business consultant will do all this work. So once your business is established, your business bank account is open, then the next step is you would be transferring your investment budget into that business bank account, so that the money will be available in the US market, in the US, in a US business bank account for the easy disbursements of all the expenses which you will be spending on the startup business. The next step would come is, if whatever the business location, you will need to select and hire and lease the business location. It can be an office, it can be a warehouse, it can be a retail store, it can be a shop, it can be whatever as per your business model is. You need to do the business location finalization. Now again, the business consultant whom you have hired, he can assist you, he can guide you and manage you in all of this process. So what we do is we We choose the business as per the business model and business requirement. We select the business location, and then you sign up the lease agreement of that location, and that will be under the business name, under the company name which you have already registered. Once the business location is finalized, then we go for the business equipments or infrastructure, whatever the infrastructure is required for that office or shop or business location or anything. And if there are any equipment required, you need to purchase that equipment so that the whole business setup is completed. Once equipments and the business locations are finalized, then we need to go for the state registrations, county registrations, because the business needs to be registered into the county before it starts operating. And there are certain type of businesses for which there are state licenses are required. So if there is a business for which the state licenses are required, we need to go for state licensing, complete that application and processing, and we get that license issued. Then we go for the next phase, which is the recruitment. We will hire an initial staff, 1 or 2 people or 3 people, depending again the nature of business and the volume of business. We will hire the staff who would be working as an initial members of the business or initial employees in order to start the operations. The business operations is not yet started. It's just like you are preparing yourself, preparing your business to start and execute. Once the staff is also established, all of your equipments are established, every single thing is completed, then we go for the related like insurances, approvals, or any other kind of a business related pending work. So we complete that. We complete all the licensing, and then we start preparation of your immigration file, or the file for the business investor visa program. Then we complete file, submit it to the attorneys, and then attorneys will review it. They will prepare your petition, and we submit the petition into the respective USCIS or visa consulate, wherever you want it to be. Now, in terms of your petition, there can be the both possibilities. If you already have a visa, US B1, B2, or visitor visa, then you can come to the US and you can do the status change from here. Or if you don't have a visitor visa or a tourist visa, then you can just apply into the US consulate or US embassy in your hometown or in your country of residence, and you can attend a business interview over there, and then you can get the visa stamp from there. So once your visa is stamped, then you are welcome to come to the US, bring your family, and then you take over the business. That's a complete step-by-step process in the most economical budget, most lowest possible budget ever, where you can start a small scale business and you can still achieve your whole American dream. If you still have some concerns, some reservations, or some questions with regards to the process of how to establish the company, how to set up a business, or how to process your E2 visa application, then my numbers will be given in the description of this video. You feel free to give me a call and contact me. You can either WhatsApp me or send me an email, and I'll be happy to answer all of your concerns. Thank you so much. Have a good day.